White rice is a dietary cornerstone in many parts of the world. It's cheap, fast to cook, easy to digest, and a reliable source of calories. It's served in schools, hospitals, fast food joints, and home kitchens everywhere, from stir-fry plates to sushi rolls to massive buffet servings. But while it may appear benign, harmless even, white rice is far from a nutritionally neutral food. In fact, its overconsumption plays a significant role in the modern metabolic crisis. Stripped of fiber and nutrients, white rice behaves more like a refined sugar than a wholesome grain. It fills bellies but leaves bodies depleted, and the consequences of consuming it in large quantities are anything but harmless. To understand why white rice is problematic, you first have to understand how it's made. White rice is the product of milling, removing the outer husk, bran, and germ layers from whole grain brown rice. This process makes it smoother and easier to store, but it also strips away nearly all of the grain's natural fiber, essential fats, antioxidants, and vitamins. What's left is a refined starch, a high glycemic carbohydrate that hits the bloodstream like a shot of sugar. The glycemic index of white rice is alarmingly high, especially varieties like jasmine or sticky rice. After eating even a moderate serving, your blood sugar can spike rapidly. This triggers an equally sharp insulin response, a hormonal flood that tells your body to store that sudden energy as fat. Over time, repeated blood sugar and insulin surges promote insulin resistance, a condition that leads directly to weight gain, type 2 diabetes, and inflammation. In short, white rice fuels the exact hormonal environment your body needs to get fatter and sicker over time. And because it lacks fiber, white rice does almost nothing to slow down digestion or promote satiety. You might feel full for an hour or two, but you'll be hungry again soon. This makes it incredibly easy to overeat, not just in terms of rice itself, but in total calories across the day. People rarely eat white rice in isolation. It's typically part of large meals with fried meats, sugary sauces, and oils, turning it into a calorie-dense bomb that goes down easily and encourages repeat servings. In places where white rice is served daily, often 2 to 3 times per day, its impact on waistlines and blood sugar is not just noticeable, it's devastating. Many cultures defend white rice consumption as part of tradition, and yes, people have eaten rice for centuries. But what's often ignored is the dramatic shift in portion size, frequency, and lifestyle. Traditional rice-based diets were once balanced by high physical activity and smaller portions. Today, white rice is consumed in supersized servings by sedentary populations who also snack on ultra-processed foods. The context has changed, and so have the consequences. White rice is also deceptive because it seems healthier than bread or pasta. It's not loaded with preservatives, sugars, or industrial oils, so it gets a kind of undeserved health halo. But that's a dangerous illusion. A bowl of white rice can have the same blood sugar impact as a can of soda. Just because it looks plain doesn't mean it's gentle on your body. The link between high white rice consumption and metabolic disease is well documented, especially in countries where rice is a staple. In places like South Asia and parts of East Asia, white rice has been implicated in skyrocketing rates of diabetes and central obesity. And as diets become more westernized, with white rice consumed alongside fried food, sugary drinks, and processed meat, the health risks multiply. In fact, studies have shown that switching from white rice to whole grains, or even reducing intake, can significantly lower the risk of developing insulin resistance and metabolic syndrome. Even worse, many people who rely on white rice daily don't balance it with vegetables, legumes, or lean proteins. Instead, meals become skewed heavily toward carbs, creating a diet that's energy-dense but nutrient-poor. This kind of dietary imbalance is a recipe for fatigue, poor concentration, weight gain, and eventually disease. The food may be cheap and filling, but your body pays for it over time, with declining metabolic health, creeping weight gain, and an increasing dependency on medications to manage blood sugar. And don't be fooled by enriched labels on white rice. Enriching rice means artificially re-adding a few lost nutrients like iron or folic acid. But this does nothing to restore the lost fiber or naturally occurring antioxidants. It's like taking something that was once nourishing, stripping it of its value, and then sprinkling a few synthetic vitamins on top. It's marketing, not health. If white rice is part of your regular meals, it's worth rethinking how often and how much you're eating. Replacing it with higher fiber alternatives like brown rice, quinoa, barley, or legumes can significantly stabilize blood sugar and improve digestion. But more importantly, it's about seeing white rice for what it is, an empty calorie source that contributes nothing to your body's long-term health and quietly fuels the chronic diseases that now define modern life. It might seem harmless. It might taste like tradition. But white rice, especially when eaten often and in large quantities, is not neutral. It is a refined grain that contributes directly to weight gain, insulin resistance, and metabolic decay. It's not just filler, it's a trap. And if you're trying to protect your long-term health, it's one you should learn to escape from.